an update on the seasoned dragons. This is spring and where she's got to. She's been through many incarnations and she's not finished yet. So still a bit more to come. The final workings on Summer Dragon. It's this one white flower that just stood out too much. So I'm going to see what I can do with that to blend her back in again. Thought I would take you through where I'm at with all of them. So some of them you'll have seen photos and some I've done some videoing of, but it's now a much slower process and a finishing off. And is it finished? Is it not finished? So this is the Summer Dragon. So this is one you've seen the most of in filming and creation. So the question for her is she finished? So the last bit I did was this flower, which I'd gone over in white and it was way too intense. So I've now just blended her in to everything that's there. But the other flowers I like the fact that these have got their white around them and that there's some highlights and bits going on. So it's living with her for a little while to see if she needs any more. Does she need any highlights? Does she need any lowlights? Does she feel like she's got enough depth and shadow by her jaw? And at the moment, I really don't think I want to touch her anymore. I like where she's at. I even like her little lacy fronds messing around. So I think Summer Dragon I'm pretty comfortable with, going to sit with her for a while and see. behind that, just put that over there, we've got Winter Dragon, which it has been an absolute nightmare, if I'm honest, you know, going from a beautiful background that I loved, and then bits that I stuck on that I adored, and then when I came back in I didn't like them, and yeah, it's taken a long time to get this one in a place that I even vaguely like. I now like the face, I like the body. It's kind of, I suppose to me it's icicles and snowflakes and all those beautiful winter colours. The head has actually got quite a lot of texture and silver. Silver's a nightmare for showing up on camera, but all this area here, that's all got silver, and there's little silver tints through there. So I think you can see the texture as the camera kind of gets closer onto it. So I really like that. And up here, you're starting to get kind of the crags and the splits that you get in winter again, in ice, in glaciers, whatever you want to think about. But I don't mind the nose. The nose is actually right, but it needs some highlights put in, and then ironically we'll probably need some lowlights put on afterwards. The eyes I'm really not sure about. So I think I'm just going to leave them. I think I kind of like them, and I don't want to make them blue or bigger or have the outlines, you know, all of this any less obvious. I might do into this area, which is kind of the gap, I might do some white paint flicking from a snow effect, although tricky because the dark does help delineate between face and body. If I put white paint in here and through here, will you still get that? I guess the answer is I'll have to try and see, and if I don't like it, I'll put the Payne's grey paint back in again. So I guess that one's easy enough to answer. Right, I'm going to move round and wander to the other two that we've got. So this is Autumn Dragon. Has been really quite tricky. Face has had to move direction a couple of times, but I now really like, so I like the leaves on the tail, including up and around there. I like this kind of gentle texture that's still showing through from the first background we did, and recently I've just added on these darker lines because it was blending in too much. The background and the foreground were blending in without this dark line heading around them, so that's gone round. The eyes I literally did dark earlier, and now I think I want them light, so I'm going to see if I can pull that acrylic paint back out again. I don't think that's right, so I'm going to go back to being a lighter colour, maybe a mottled, maybe a bit of like the mottling like this, a bit of the pink, a bit of the raspberry in there, and black lines round instead. The question then came for this one. I quite like her, but she feels quite bland now. So although when I zoom in, there's a lot of texture and there's a lot of stuff going on, and that's all gold and shimmery and beautiful, it is predominantly now all just paint showing through, paint, you know, effects that were left over. I think it needs something more. So I've actually played with putting some, oh, can't get the right way around, hold on. Some of these buttons as a possibility on, and actually we'll be, you know, gluing those on or moulding pasting those on, along with some golden rings as well. And again, whether they would go kind of there and floating out, whether they need to be, I don't know, but I just think she needs some texture. She needs something that isn't just paint, because it doesn't look very multimedia right now. What I did really like doing, and again they need some depth put into some highlights and low lights will come on, but I do like the little frondings that I put on and coming off the nose. So I kind of like that. That one needs quite a lot more work. It's just a slow pace because I don't know what that work is yet. Maybe sticking on those bits will help. I'll also take pictures of that one in black and white, lining up all the buttons and things to see whether or not that actually helps the case and helps me decide. We shall find out. And then the final one is Spring. So Spring I am really liking. She's a bit over intense with white at the moment, but that's because I wanted to brighten her up in order to make most of these white bits. I'm going to actually make yellow, the inner bits particularly, and just kind of dull some of these bits down. That will probably become yellow. That I'm going to leave in the whites, but these very bright whites that I've gone over, I think I'm going to dull down with a mix of yellow and maybe the brighter green that's kind of over there. Then her face is going well, so she needs some darker bits, again just accentuating. It's dark there already, but she needs a little bit more and a little bit of lightening in here. And again, these white bits will be taken back with a bit of yellow, but the rest of the white will be left. And then I'll go back in, and where I put in these shapes before, actually I think that's with an acrylic pen, I'm going to go back and do more of those and have them like spring buds coming up and through. And then again, in theory, she could be ready. So I'll be sitting and pondering what best to do with her at the end of the day. There were all sorts of things that I was thinking about doing. So let's have a little walk with me. So some of the fabrics that I got. So if I hang that over the over the winter one. So this is a beautiful bronzy coloured, almost like a crown, isn't it, of fabric, which is gorgeous. And I was pondering whether or not that would go anywhere on the Autumn Dragon. It's the right colours for autumn. So it's a case of, let me see, not quite, does she need a crown that obvious, but you know, it could be. It could be something that she needs. It could be, instead of the buttons and things, actually, you know, those bits cut up could look good within there. I don't know, but I do know that I liked that from an autumn perspective. I also know I need to delineate round. This is actually her body going up and round and through, and that's not currently obvious enough. So that needs to change as well. Anyway, ramblings of an artist and a thought process. So I will leave you with it for now. Bye. I know gold leafing is messy, but I really enjoy doing it. It's really quite therapeutic. However, trying to get it to show up on camera is not so much fun. So this is my attempt at showing you where all the kind of, I think it was like coppery rose gold that I put on there. So it's just trying to show you the shimmering that it actually gives, and it does provide depth. It's wonderful. And that's where we're at so far with them. So summer finished, spring nearly finished, winter nearly finished, autumn nowhere near finished. A lot more work to do on autumn. I will crack on and upload the next video when there's more to show you all. Hope you're enjoying them, and if you haven't seen them all, then go back to number 1 and start again. See you later.